Not sure how I feel about this one. Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the newly released HotToys 1/6 scale, The Dark Knight Rises, Selina Kyle, or Catwoman based on the likeness of Anne Hathaway, or some people actually, Reverse Zeo, got a laugh out of me. I think I was watching the Wolf Pack, you know, Jedi Knights watch, all the boys, D-Lo, Brick, Evil Sneaker. If you haven't subscribed to them, check them out, subscribe to them, great bunch of dudes. And that Wolfpack Wednesday is one of the staples. I watch it on a Thursday in the replay. But anyway, Reverse Zeo said that this was more like Anne Hathaway. It was like, I thought it was quite funny. Yeah, look, this is a 2.0, but I don't think it's a 2.0. This lies somewhere between reissue and 2.0. I think they've made some improvements, but they've kind of half-arsed it. So 1.5 at best. I don't think this is a true 2.0. It's not the exact same as the 1.0. But there's not enough there to justify to call this a deserving 2.0. Whereas if you look at that Bane that's on the way, that Dark Knight Rises Bane, there's numerous different updates. Just off the top of my head, there's improved paint applications. The body is different. It's seamless. It's seamless arms anyway. The proportions on the chest and the shoulders, the traps and the arms are different. There's two different types of coats, and there's even there's different, the head sculpt's improved, and the paint applications, and even the jacket on that isn't pleather anymore. So there's that, and of course you have the base as well. This one here, yes, there's a new base that didn't come with the old one. I do think that the body proportions look more anatomically correct. She looks more feminine and curvy, where I didn't think the last one. I thought the last one looked a bit, I don't know, too skinny or something like that. It just looked like a kind of a I think it was like a Black Widow body or something like this, where the body proportions, whatever body they're using this, I do think this is better and more accurate to Anne Hathaway in The Dark Knight Rises, and curvier, just more feminine. I think there's that little zip as well that they have in the collar is more accurate, I do believe. You can feel free to fact check me there in the comment section. I think the head sculpt is okay. I don't think it's poor. I definitely don't think it's bad. But certain shortcuts there I think were taken. I've heard some people speculate it's the same sculpt with slightly different paint applications. The hair is the exact same, but in fairness, the hair on the prototype was the same. It's not this artisan, lamb's wool hair or whatever. We weren't going to get that, and I knew when I ordered this, because I do have this on pre-order with Sideshow, because I had a bunch of points and I got it for like half price. I knew it wasn't going to be that proper rooted hair or that artisan lamb's wool hair or whatever, and I accepted that. I think it might be okay though, because if you look at the visor she has on, the mask she has on, and the you know, obviously the mask swings up, and that's kind of like made to look like subtle ears. I actually really like that, how Nolan have these subtle nods towards the comic books to make it like look like a cat, but like not just giving it a little kind of, you know, Hello Kitty ears or whatever. So there's pros and cons to it basically. Yeah, I think the body proportions are better. They have that kind of zip as well. The base is cool as well. And the suit itself, the 1.0, was notorious for flaking. And this one here, I still can't tell if this is pleather or not. It doesn't look like pleather, so I'm hoping it's not pleather and it's a different material and it won't actually peel. But time will tell. I'm probably still going to get this in hand. So just a few things about this there. I'm just flick through some of these images. Okay, so the proportions look good there. I think it looks like Selina Kyle's proportions from The Dark Knight Rises, and I've watched this movie recently. Probably not perfect, but I think this is better than the 1.0. The sculpt is not like a 10 out of 10. One thing I don't like is the hairline. I mean, it's very unnatural looking hairline. As you can see it going up, straight across and down, showing like the difference between, like, you know, where the sculpt is or the plastic, and then where this kind of Barbie-ish type of hair is, you know. But the sculpt, I can see Anne Hathaway there, but like, it's not mind-blowing. It's not like perfect or anything. It's not like a shrink ray, as the boys from Collecting Weekly would say. Very, very simple pose. I think this looks good in the base. I think the detail in the base is definitely softened from prototype to product. I really like this. I really like this close-up. I can definitely see Anne Hathaway there, no question. but I don't think it's not a 10 or a 9. I'd say this resides somewhere in maybe, I don't know what I'd give it, a 7 or an 8 in terms of lightness. Maybe a 7.5, someone in there. Not going to get a 10. It's not going to get a 9. I don't think I'd be giving it an 8.5. The maximum I could give this is an 8, but maybe there's a subtle difference when you get it in hand. I'm not entirely sure. I like the texturing on the suit there. This is one thing that is, I think they've started doing recently. Maybe, like, if you remember, like, that joke, if you ever seen, obviously you've seen Endgame, and in Endgame there's that joke about, you know, Captain America's ass and stuff like that. When you get the Endgame cap in hand, like, you know, it doesn't have like a rear section, it's just like straight down, and they do that a lot for male and female figures. And the whole thing is, these are MMS, they're HotToys movie masterpiece series, and they kind of pride themselves on the realism and their likeness and stuff like that, so they're cutting corners with some of these bodies. But here they have actually kind of, I think they've got the body they've used have kind of shown Anne Hathaway's curves, and it's more anatomically correct. Some of these poses better than others. I think there you can see obviously the proportion and the curves and stuff like that. They're a bit more movie accurate and more feminine. I think this is pretty cool. I wouldn't pose it like this. It's maybe partially awkward. There's one of these. She looks very skinny though, but then again, she was quite she is quite thin. She was in good shape in the movie. It's kind of a cool pose there. This is very awkward looking as well. They've done a good job here, and of course this pose as well, like, you can kind of shows off her hourglass figure and just kind of the proportions and curves she had. I've heard people complain, if you look at her left leg here, she's wearing these like thigh-high boots, which are probably pleather and probably will peel. I really hope I'm wrong about that. But along the knee there's a lot of creasing, but I would imagine if a woman was wearing boots like this, like that, they would naturally crease around the knees anyway, so... And then she's on the back, but that's a cool looking pose as well. And you can see the mask doesn't come off, but it does flip up and down. And to be honest, I would either pose it like this or with the mask up. I wouldn't need to take it off. It'd be better if it did, but it's probably not a deal breaker. Granted that, like, I don't buy from Sideshow anymore, but I had points from when I did, and together with every time you sign up to their, like, you know, Spooktacular or their I don't know, 10 days of 12 days of Christmas, or their, what do they do, the summer showcase, or you play their games they release periodically on their apps and you get different points, you know, it builds up a lot. So the points I got was enough to basically cover, I think, half the figure and shipping or something like that. Like, it's a Dark Knight trilogy, I'm always going to have a look. And look, if I get it, if I don't like it, I can pass it on. But I am still looking forward to getting it. I don't have many female figures in my collection. I really limited to those strong female figures. I've got Ahsoka from The Mandalorian, which, you know, the season 2 of The Mandalorian, her first live action appearance. Absolutely loved that. Endgame Black Widow, which I've yet to unbox, actually. Shout out to Alan, 6Scale Photography, sorted me out with that. Or 6Scale Gallery, sorry. Look, overall, they've done enough to get my money. Definitely not a strong 2.0 though. Better than the first one from what I understand from people who have had it in hand and from what I've seen myself. But I don't think this is like a strong 2.0. This is like kind of, you know, somewhere between reissue and 2.0, maybe a 1.5. Anyway, that's it. If you want to support the channel, we are 49 subscribers away from the big 3K. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave it a comment. Let me know if you're picking this one up or not. You can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.